Howdy, Immortalium here. Today I'm reviewing Hellsing Ultimate 5 to 8. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the Hellsing universe, basically you have your basically there's an organization called Hellsing, where the name comes from. And basically what do they do? They're a British organization that destroys vampires. And their main weapon is a vampire called Alucard, who, well, if you make the name backwards, you'll realize, who it is. But, he's their main weapon. Basically, one day he comes across a girl who is being attacked by vampires. Since she's a virgin, he's able to make her into a vampire as well, to help him. And that's basically, like, it all happens, like, within the first 10 minutes of the first episode, so, that's not much. And it goes from there. And is this series worth getting? Yes. Now, I just need to talk a bit about it though, because unlike the other series where, if it's a good series, it's clever, it's original, it's moving, etc, etc, you are not buying Hellsing for moving scenes or philosophical stuff, or, what you are buying it for is great animation, awesome action sequences, really awesome voice acting. I mean, I don't usually start off, I think, with the dubs, but this English dub is fantastic. I got the first 4 box sets of this series, that we've 1 to 4. Probably, it was in the HMV sale, so probably like a year or 2 ago. And the dub was fantastic then, but I was kind of worried when Funimation then were making the dub for this, because I was thinking, it's been so long, will they be comfortable? And yes, they are awesome in this. Crispin Freeman as Alucard for the win. And the rest of the cast is great as well. What else to say about it? Really, the animation as well. I just need to talk. Basically, the first 4 episodes were made by Satellite, which, well, did I do? They did Heat Guy J, I know that, and they did Noeen. And basically, it was very well animated, I will say that. And, I enjoyed their animation, but for some reason they didn't continue on. So they swapped over to Madhouse for episode 5. And admittedly, the animation isn't as good in episode 5, but I guess that was just teething issues, because episodes 6 and 7, the animation is better than it had ever been before. And then episode 8, they swapped over to another animation studio, which I don't think I ever heard of. I can't recall the name. It's probably not the biggest studio. But then again, it was teething issues again. Now, even in those episodes, episode 5 and episode 8, the animation is still very good most of the time, just a bit of iffiness here and there. Whereas the animation is just amazing in 6 and 7. And I love the cast as well. It's a delicious cast, you have Alucard himself, you have, Integra Hellsing, who's the leader of Hellsing, you have Ceres Victoria, you have Maxwell, you have the Nazi Max, you have, Anderson. Everyone is fantastic, I think, as a character. Now, are they brilliant characters in development? Not necessarily, but they are awesome, they are cool, you enjoy hanging out with them. And that's what matters, really, when it comes to this series, because this is a series made purely for entertainment value. This is a series that you sit down, you turn off your brain mostly, and then you just watch awesome scenes happen in front of you. So it is really, really good in that regard. It is known though for being extremely gory, which is probably why there's the 18 rating. And then also, I think this is a first for me, in that I think this is the very first time I've seen an anime with necrophilia. So, that if that doesn't get an 18's rating, that's And it isn't like a vampire, you know, like someone having sex with a vampire kind of necrophilia. This is actual, you know, having sex with a corpse necrophilia. So, you know, that's it's can be quite daunting at points and quite uncomfortable at points. But I basically, I'm very comfortable with a lot of horror films and all that jazz. So, you know, I just kind of just took it. Like, I mean, you know, it sounded to me like the cast basically. With this, you get a ton of extras, which is great considering the whole, you know, episodes. Like each comes out to overall, I think, yeah, 176 minutes, which isn't too much actually, particularly considering that this is like £20 or something like that. But you get a lot of extras. For one, every single episode has a commentary. Now, it doesn't say so on the back. So when I first got it and I showed it to you in the pickups video, I was kind of unsure about whether or not it had the commentaries. But don't worry, all the commentaries are in there. And I must admit the first one was a bit iffy, but then the rest of them were great. Basically, you have the ADR director, who's mostly been doing video games apparently, has, you know, brought back the cast, and he kind of just brings one in for each commentary and talks to them through the episode. And, you know, they're very enlightening. And they're great to listen to, even if the first one is a bit iffy in quality. You know, the other guy doesn't seem to be too talkative, but then the rest of them are great. And you also get, what else do you get? Hellsing participating in a Legend featurette, Hellsing cast roundtable discussion, Anime Vegas 2010 Hellsing panel, fans' questions answered. The Dawn, a supplementary of Hellsing, Hellsing trailers and text of songs. Now, so far I've only seen The Dawn, which is like 9 minutes, and basically what it is it's basically a prequel. It's set during World War II and basically just showing background to some of the characters, but it's only 9 minutes, so it's hardly like the biggest, you know, amount of information. Now, I think it's like 1 part of 3, so like I expect the next volume, which will have like 9 and 10, will probably have the other 2 dawns in order to try to make up for content. And really, when it comes down to it, yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about this series. You know, if you get the first volume, you're gonna know immediately if you're gonna like it or hate it. You know, because, you know, this isn't like a clever anime. It isn't a smart anime. It isn't, you know, what this basically is action, blood, gore, crisp animation, and the voice acting. And that is why one wants to watch it. So, do I recommend this? Yes, but, you know, if I were to compare it... Now, I know this might be the wrong series to compare it to, since, you know, it's basically like, you know, comparing, you know, wine to water or something like that, because, you know, they're so utterly different. K-On! There was a review on K-On! On Anime News Network, and what they said was that it was light and fluffy, and that it was like having you know, a bunch of sweets for a meal, in that it tasted great, but there was no substance to it. And it's kind of similar-ish then in that regard to this. I mean, is there substance to this? Probably not. But did I enjoy it? Yes. You know, this is a really fun series, and I'm really looking forward to the next box set, whenever they finally get the, you know, release it. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about considering all the spoilers. So yeah, definitely pick up the first volume. I think they're releasing a, Manga Entertainment are releasing a box set containing the first 4 episodes, and which will be released on DVD and Blu-ray. The first lot were only released like 1 episode of volume, and they were like on DVD only. So if you're a Blu-ray nut, definitely get the first 4 on Blu-ray, because this looks fantastic in Blu-ray. I can say, like, I know this is 5 to 8, but I'm sure it's similar looking to the quality for episodes 1 to 4. So yeah, I love this. And even though it's not going to be like one of my favourite animes like Clannad or Puella Magica Magica or not all that, simply because of how ridiculous and, to be honest, kind of stupid at points it can be. You know, this is a series that, you know, I can be like if I want to hoover, I can just slap this on in the background and like I don't even have to look at the television and I'll be grinning, you know? So yeah, do I recommend this? Yes. As I said, it's a little pricey if you're only going for the content, but you know, you get a lot of extras, which is something that we hardly ever see with anime, so you know, it's good. It's good value. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye bye.